Barack Obama was once the 44th President of the United States, and the first African American to serve in the office. First elected to the presidency in 2008, he gained a 2D time period in 2012. Who is Barack Obama? Barack Obama was once the 44th President of the United States and the first African American Commander-in-Chief. He served 2 terms in 2008 and 2012. The son of mother and father from Kenya and Kansas, Obama used to be born and raised in Hawaii. He graduated from Columbia University and Harvard Law School, the place he was once president of the Harvard Law Review. After serving on the Illinois State Senate, he used to be elected a U.S. Senator representing Illinois in 2004. He and spouse Michelle Obama have 2 daughters, Malia and Sasha. Father and mother. Early life and parents. Barack Hussein Obama II was once born in Honolulu, Hawaii, on August 4, 1961. Obama's father, Barack Obama Sr., used to be born of Luo ethnicity in Nyanza Province, Kenya. Obama Sr. grew up herding goats in Africa and subsequently earned a scholarship that allowed him to depart Kenya and pursue his desires of going to university in Hawaii. Obama's mother, Ann Dunham, used to be born on an army base in Wichita, Kansas. Throughout World War II, after the Japanese assault on Pearl Harbor, Dunham's father, Stanley, enlisted in the Navy and marched throughout Europe in General George Patton's army. Dunham's mother, Madeline, went to work on a bomber meeting line. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Like it. After the war, the couple studied on the GI Bill, sold a residence via the federal housing program and, after various moves, ended up in Hawaii. While reading at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, Obama Sr. met fellow pupil Ann Dunham. They married on February 2, 1961, and Barack too used to be born 6 months later. His father left quickly after his birth, and the couple divorced 2 years later. In 1965, Dunham married Lolo Sotero, a University of Hawaii pupil from Indonesia. 12 months later, the household moved to Jakarta, Indonesia, the place Obama's half-sister, Maya Sotero Ing, used to be born in 1970. Several incidents in Indonesia left Dunham afraid for her son's security and training, so, at the age of 10, Obama used to be dispatched returned to Hawaii to stay with his maternal grandparents. His mom and half-sister later joined them. As a child, Obama did no longer have a relationship with his father. When his son was once nevertheless an infant, Obama Sr. relocated to Massachusetts to attend Harvard University and pursue a Ph.D. Obama's mother and father formally separated numerous months later and sooner or later divorced in March 1964, when their son used to be 2. Soon after, Obama Sr. lower back to Kenya. Obama struggled with the absence of his father for the duration of his childhood, who he noticed solely as soon as greater after his mother and father divorced when Obama Sr. visited Hawaii for a brief time in 1971. And quote, "My father had left paradise, and nothing that my mom or grandparents advised me may want to obviate that single unassailable fact," end quote. He later reflected, end quote, "They could not describe what it would possibly have been like had he stayed," end quote. While dwelling with his grandparents, Obama enrolled in the esteemed Punahou Academy. He excelled in basketball and graduated with tutorial honors in 1979. As one of solely 3 black college students at the school, he grew to become aware of racism and what it intended to be African American. Obama later described how he struggled to reconcile social perceptions of his multiracial heritage with his very own feel of self. End quote. "I seen that There used to be no one like me in the Sears, Roebuck Christmas catalog. And that Santa was once a white man, and quote, he wrote. And quote, I went into the toilet and stood in the front of the reflect, with all my senses and limbs reputedly intact, searching as I had continually looked, and puzzled if something used to be incorrect with me. End quote. Education. Obama entered Occidental College in Los Angeles in 1979. After 2 years, he transferred to Columbia University in New York City, graduating in 1983 with a diploma in political science. He graduated magna cum laude from Harvard Law in 1991. After graduating from Columbia University as an undergrad, Obama labored in the Enterprise Quarter for 2 years. He moved to Chicago in 1985, the place he labored on the impoverished South Side as a neighborhood organizer for low-income residents in the Roseland and the Altgeld Gardens communities. It used to be at some point of this time that Obama, who stated he and quote, was now not raised in a non-secular household, and quote, joined the Trinity United Church of Christ. He additionally visited spouse and children in Kenya, and paid an emotional coda to the graves of his organic father, who died in an automobile accident in November 1982, and paternal grandfather. End quote. For a lengthy time I sat between the two graves and wept, end quote, Obama wrote. End quote. I noticed that my lifestyles in America, the black life, the white life, the feel of abandonment I'd felt as a boy, the frustration and hope I'd witnessed in Chicago, all of it used to be related with this small plot of earth and ocean away. End quote. Returning from Kenya with a feel of renewal, Obama entered Harvard Law School in 1988. The subsequent year, he met with constitutional regulation professor Lawrence Tribe. Their dialogue so impressed Tribe, that when Obama requested to be a part of his group as a lookup assistant, the professor agreed. The higher he did at Harvard Law School and the extra he impressed people, the greater apparent it grew to become that he ought to have had anything, stated Professor Tribe in a 2012 interview with Frontline, but it was once clear that he desired to make a distinction to people, to communities. In 1989, Obama joined the Chicago Regulation Association of Sidley Austin as a summer season associate, the place he met his future spouse Michelle. In February 1990, Obama was once elected the first African American editor of the Harvard Law Review. Marriage to Michelle. Obama and daughters. Obama met Michelle Robinson, a younger attorney who was once assigned to be his advisor at the Chicago Regulation Association of Sidley Austin. Not lengthy after, the couple commenced dating. On October 3, 1992, he and Michelle have been married. They moved to Kenwood, on Chicago's South Side. Barack and Michelle Obama welcomed 2 daughters various years later, Malia, born 1998, and Sasha, born 2001. Career in law. After regulation school, Obama back to Chicago to exercise as a civil rights legal professional with the company of Minor, Barnhill and Gallant. He additionally taught constitutional regulation part-time at the University of Chicago Law School between 1992 and 2004, first as a lecturer and then as a professor, and helped arrange voter registration drives at some stage in Bill Clinton's 1992 presidential campaign. First book in Grammy. Obama posted his autobiography, Dreams from My Father, A Story of Race and Inheritance, in 1995. The work acquired excessive reward from literary figures such as Toni Morrison. It has, considering the fact that been printed in greater than 25 languages, which include Chinese, Swedish, and Hebrew. The e-book had a second printing in 2004 and was once tailored for a kid's version. The audiobook Model of Dreams, narrated through Obama, acquired a Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word album in 2006. Entry into Illinois politics. Obama's advocacy work led him to run for a seat in the Illinois State Senate as a Democrat in 1996. During his years as a Kingdom Senator, Obama labored with each Democrats and Republicans to draft rules on ethics, as properly as amplify fitness care offerings and early childhood schooling applications for the poor. He additionally created a nation-earned income tax deposit for the working poor. As chairman of the Illinois Senate's Health and Human Services Committee, Obama labored with regulation enforcement officers to require the videotaping of interrogations and confessions in all capital instances after a range of death row inmates have been determined to be innocent. In 2000, Obama made an unsuccessful Democratic predominant run for the U.S. House of Representatives seat held with the aid of four-term incumbent candidate Bobby Rush. Undeterred, he created a marketing campaign committee in 2002 and started out elevating money to run for a seat in the U.S. Senate in 2004. With the assist of political advisor David Axelrod, Obama started assessing his possibilities for a Senate win. Following the 9/11 assaults in 2001, Obama was once an early opponent of President George W. Bush's push to go to hostilities with Iraq. Obama was once nonetheless a nation senator when he spoke in opposition to a decision authorizing the use of pressure in opposition to Iraq in the course of a rally at Chicago's Federal Plaza in October 2002. And quote, "I am now not adversarial to all wars. I'm hostile to dumb wars," end quote, he said. End quote. "What I am hostile to is the cynical try through Richard Pearl and Paul Wolfowitz and different armchair weekend warriors in this administration to shove their personal ideological agendas down our throats, irrespective of the prices in lives misplaced and in hardships borne." End quote. Despite his protests, the Iraq War commenced in 2003. Illinois senator encouraged through ballot numbers, Obama determined to run for the U.S. Senate open seat, vacated by using Republican Peter Fitzgerald in the 2004 Democratic primary. He defeated multi-millionaire businessman Blair Hull and Illinois Comptroller Daniel Hines with 52% of the vote. That summer, he was once invited to supply the keynote speech in aid of John Kerry at the 2004 Democratic National Convention in Boston. Obama emphasized the significance of solidarity and made veiled jabs at the Bush administration and the diversionary use of wedge issues. After the convention, Obama backed to his U.S. Senate bid in Illinois. His opponent in the time-honored election used to be supposed to be Republican major winner Jack Ryan, a rich former funding banker. However, Ryan withdrew from the race in June 2004 following public disclosure of unsubstantiated sexual deviancy allegations by way of his ex-wife, actress Jeri Ryan. In August 2004, diplomat and former presidential candidate Alan Keyes prevalent the Republican nomination to change Ryan. In 3 televised debates, Obama and Keyes expressed opposing views on STEM, mobile phone research, abortion, gun control, faculty vouchers and tax cuts. In the November 2004 conventional election, Obama obtained 70% of the vote to Keyes' 27%, the greatest electoral victory in Illinois history. With his win, Obama grew to become solely the 0.33 African American elected to the U.S. Senate considering Reconstruction. Sworn into workplace on January 3, 2005, Obama partnered with Republican Senator Richard Lugar of Indiana on an invoice that improved efforts to smash weapons of mass destruction in Eastern Europe and Russia. Then, with Republican Senator Tom Coburn of Oklahoma, he created an internet site to song all federal spending. Obama additionally spoke out for victims of Hurricane Katrina, pushed for choice strength improvement and championed expanded veterans benefits. Second book, The Audacity of Hope, his 2D book, The Audacity of Hope, Thoughts on Reclaiming the American Dream, used to be posted in October 2006. The work mentioned Obama's visions for the future of America, many of which grew to be speaking factors for his eventual presidential campaign. Shortly after its release, the ebook hit #1 on each the New York Times and Amazon's bestseller lists. 2008 presidential election. In February 2007, Obama made Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Like it. Headlines. When he introduced his candidacy for the 2008 Democratic presidential nomination, he was once locked in a tight struggle with former First Woman and then U.S. Senator from New York, Hillary Rodham Clinton. On June 3, 2008, Obama grew to be the Democratic Party's presumptive nominee after prevailing an ample range of pledged delegates for the duration of the primaries, and Clinton delivered her full assist to Obama for the length of his campaign. On November 4, 2008, Obama defeated Republican presidential nominee John McCain, 52.9% to 45.7% to win election as the 44th President of the United States, and the first African American to preserve this office. His jogging mate, Delaware Senator Joe Biden, grew to become Vice President. Inauguration. Obama's inauguration took vicinity on January 20, 2009. When Obama took office, he inherited a world monetary recession, 2 ongoing overseas wars and the lowest ever global favorability ranking for the United States. He had campaigned on an formidable agenda of monetary reform, choice strength and reinventing training and fitness care, all whilst bringing down the country-wide debt. Because these troubles had been intertwined with the financial well-being of the nation, he believed all would have to be undertaken simultaneously. During his inauguration speech, Obama summarized the state of affairs by means of saying, and quote, "Today I say to you that the challenges we face are real. They are serious and they are many. They will now not be met effortlessly or in a quick span of time. But recognize this, America, they will be met." End quote. First 100 days and Nobel Peace Prize. Between Inauguration Day and April 29, 2009, the Obama administration took motion on many fronts. For his efforts throughout his debut in office, the Nobel Committee in Norway awarded Obama the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize. In his first 100 days in office, Obama coaxed Congress to extend fitness care insurance plan for teenagers and grant criminal protection for female looking for equal pay. A $787 billion stimulus consignment used to be surpassed to promote non-permanent monetary growth. Housing and savings markets have been put on existence support, with a market-based layout to purchase U.S. banks' poisonous assets. Loans have been made to the auto industry, and new guidelines had been proposed for Wall Street. Obama reduced taxes for working families, small organizations and first-time domestic buyers. The president additionally loosened the ban on embryonic stem phone lookup and moved beforehand with a $3.5 trillion price range plan. Obama undertook an entire overhaul of America's overseas policy. He reached out to enhance family members with Europe, China and Russia and to open talk with Iran, Venezuela and Cuba. He lobbied allies to guide a world monetary stimulus package. He dedicated an extra 21,000 troops to Afghanistan and set an August 2010 date for withdrawal of almost all U.S. troops from Iraq. In extra dramatic incidents, Obama ordered an assault on pirates off the coast of Somalia and organized the country for a swine flu outbreak. He signed an government order banning excessive interrogation methods and ordered the closing of the Navy detention facility at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba inside a year, a cutoff date that in the end would now not be met. 2012 re-election as he did in 2008, for the duration of his marketing campaign for a second presidential term, Obama centered on grassroots initiatives. Celebrities such as Anna Wintour and Sarah Jessica Parker aided the president's marketing campaign through web hosting fundraising events. And quote, "I warranty you, we will pass this United States of America forward," end quote, Obama noted in June 2012, at a marketing campaign tournament in Maryland. End quote, "We will end what we started. And we will remind the world simply why it is that the United States of America is the biggest country on earth." End quote. In the 2012 election, Obama confronted Republican opponent Mitt Romney and Romney's vice presidential strolling mate, U.S. Representative Paul Ryan. On November 6, 2012, Obama gained a 2D four-year time period as president with the aid of receiving almost 5 million greater votes than Romney and shooting greater than 60% of the Electoral College. Second-term Obama formally commenced his 2D time period on January 21, 2013, when U.S. Chief Justice John Roberts administered the oath of office. In his inaugural address, Obama, known as the state to motion on such troubles as local weather change, fitness care and marriage equality, to a crowd gathered in the front of the U.S. Capitol building. 2014 midterm elections. In November 2014, Obama had to cope with new challenges on the domestic front. Republicans made an remarkable displaying on Election Day and received a majority in the Senate, which means that Obama would have to contend with Republicans controlling each homes of Congress for the last 2 years of his term. Killing Osama bin Laden on April 29, 2011, Obama gave the inexperienced mild to a covert operation in Pakistan to tune down the notorious al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden, who was once the mastermind at the back of the 9/11 terrorist assaults and had been in hiding for almost 10 years. On May 2, 2011, an elite group of U.S. Navy SEALs raided a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, and, inside 40 minutes, killed bin Laden in a firefight. There have been no American casualties, and the group used to be in a position to acquire precious genius about the workings of al-Qaeda. The equal day, Obama introduced bin Laden's dying on countrywide television. For over 2 decades, bin Laden has been al-Qaeda's chief in image and has persevered to plot assaults in opposition to our USA and our pals and allies. The demise of bin Laden marks the most tremendous success to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda, Obama said. As we do, we should additionally reaffirm that the United States is no longer, and in no way will be, at conflict with Islam. Chemical attacks in Syria. Obama discovered himself grappling with an worldwide disaster in late August and September 2013 when it used to be observed that Syrian Chief Bashar al-Assad had used chemical weapons towards civilians. While pronouncing that heaps of people, together with over 400 children, had been killed in the chemical attacks, Obama referred to as Syria's moves and quote, "a serious countrywide protection hazard to the United States and to the region, and as a consequence, Assad and Syria wishes to be held accountable," end quote. The president labored to persuade Congress and the global neighborhood at massive to take motion in opposition to Syria. However, observed a majority on Capitol Hill adverse to Navy involvement. Obama then introduced an choice answer on September 10, 2013, by pointing out that if al-Assad agreed with the stipulations outlined in a concept made with the aid of Russia to supply up its chemical weapons, then a direct strike towards the country ought to be avoided. Al-Assad stated the possession of chemical weapons and subsequently frequent the Russian proposal. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Like it.